My wife is cheating on me, and I found out through some filthy text messages. I know, but she doesn't know that I do. My sister-in-law might be in on it too. Where do I go from here? My wife Sarah and I have been married for 8 years. We met when we were 22 and had just graduated from college. It's been all right so far. There have been no big blowout fights or anything like that. We've even given each other our phone passwords and access to personal emails. This morning, Sarah was still asleep, and my brother texted her. He asked her to massage my sister-in-law Emily, because Emily's phone was out of commission. They were planning a weekend trip while my brother, some friends, and I were gearing up for a football game and hangout. My brother and Emily were temporarily sharing a phone. I decided to have a little fun and embarrass Sarah by replying to my brother's text. When I opened his phone, I noticed a conversation with Mike. Curious, I scrolled through, and to my dismay, found some seriously explicit messages. Mike was talking about all sorts of things he wanted to do with Sarah. Disgusting. There were even nude photos exchanged, mainly during the late hours of the night when I'm usually asleep. Clever girl. Realization hit me like a ton of bricks. My wife was cheating on me. It felt like the end of everything we had built together. I couldn't believe our happy memories, vacations, and intimate moments meant so little to her. I put the phone down and freshened up, trying to compose myself while Sarah was still asleep. The day went on as usual. I made breakfast and woke Sarah up. Her phone buzzed 7 times from Mike with his good morning texts and plans for the weekend. She went to the bathroom, and I heard the typing and sending of messages, 3 times. As she came out, I quickly pretended to be busy downstairs. We had breakfast and she went for a shower. That's when I attempted to unlock her phone. Sarah had changed her password. Maybe she sensed something was off, or it was time to lock down her phone. I tried her Facebook and email, but those passwords had changed too. As the night progressed, Sarah ventured out with her circle of acquaintances under the guise of friendship. Unbeknownst to her, in the moments preceding her departure, I covertly liberated her phone from her possession. This was a challenging task indeed, but one that I undertook with a determined resolve. A cascade of revelations unfolded upon unlocking the device, painting a vivid portrait of her deceit. Within the digital confines of her device, conversations unfurled like tendrils of betrayal, weaving a tapestry of clandestine rendezvous and clandestine desires. Plans were meticulously laid out, aspirations articulated, and rendezvous points clandestinely agreed upon. To my dismay, even the specter of my sister-in-law Emily loomed within the confines of this web of duplicity. Effacing any traces of my digital intrusion, I am now trapped within a storm of conflicting emotions. The quandary weighs heavily upon me. Do I confront Sarah with the damning evidence of her transgressions? Should the bonds that tether us be severed? Our union dissolved through the avenue of divorce? And what of Emily, ensnared within the tendrils of this intricate deception? Shall retribution be sought, casting her into the tumult of this unfolding drama? Fortuitously, foresight led me to incorporate a clause within our prenuptial agreement, a safeguard against the breach of fidelity, given the vast disparity in our financial standings. Contemplation ensues as I deliberate the course of action to be undertaken. Perhaps a meticulous investigation, following Sarah on her excursions, is warranted before committing to a decisive resolution. Uncertainty shrouds the integrity of her purported engagements, casting doubt upon the authenticity of her intentions. Apologies for the monologue, but the tumult of emotions within me demands expression. Once steadfast and unwavering, love now lies fractured amidst the debris of betrayal. The incriminating texts have been preserved, meticulously cataloged, and safeguarded within the vaults of my digital archives. Each word feels akin to a dagger piercing through our bond's sanctity, leaving a profound sense of desolation and disillusionment. My heart sank as I scrolled through the messages, each one like a dagger to my chest. But I wasn't going down without a fight. I hired a private investigator to tail her over the weekend. I knew I had to act fast. Then, I spent an eternity changing all the passwords, backing up personal info, and setting up a throwaway email to send the proof. Sarah came home, and it was agonizing to pretend everything was normal. There was no intimacy, just cold, empty conversations. I even found some top-notch divorce lawyers for myself. Money wasn't an issue. I made way more than her to afford the best. One of the most challenging aspects of this ordeal was resisting Sarah's advances. That night, her demeanor seemed unusually fervent, perhaps an attempt to coerce forgiveness through physical intimacy. Yet I remained steadfast in my resolve, refusing to succumb to her requests. Subsequently, as she retreated to the bathroom, the sound of her fingers dancing across the phone screen ignited a raging inferno within me. The knowledge of her likely correspondence, presumably weaving webs of deceit, only stoked anger. Despite her allure, a testament to her enduring beauty, I abstained from further intimacy. Drained emotionally and mentally, I sought solace in the embrace of sleep, though its respite proved elusive amidst the tumult of my thoughts. I realized that the road to healing would be long and fraught with obstacles. Awakening to the dawn of a new day, the weight of exhaustion clinging to my bones, I conceded defeat in my futile attempts to breach the sanctity of her phone's defenses. Entrusting the task to a private investigator, I relinquished control, knowing their expertise would yield the evidence necessary to substantiate my suspicions. Scheduled to commence surveillance at the break of 10 a.m., the investigator would shadow her every move, meticulously documenting her actions and interactions. The facade of a weekend excursion, cloaked in deceit, would soon unravel under the unrelenting scrutiny of their watchful gaze. Simultaneously, my agenda for the day unfolded, punctuated by a crucial appointment with legal counsel at 1 p.m. Obligations beckoned, diverting my attention from the PI's investigative pursuits. As I prepared breakfast for Sarah and her accomplice amidst the morning's hustle and bustle, a maelstrom of emotions threatened to consume me. Despite the veneer of civility I meticulously maintained, anger and hatred raged unabated beneath the surface. The arrival of Carly, the unwitting pawn in this charade, marked the commencement of their clandestine rendezvous. Observing their interactions with a mixture of vigilance and contempt, I awaited their departure with bated breath, knowing that the day's momentous events were about to unfold. Finally, as their car pulled out of the driveway, trailing behind schedule, the PI sprang into action, armed with surveillance equipment. Cameras poised, recorders at the ready, they embarked upon their mission, poised to document every twist and turn of this unfolding saga. The updates kept pouring in, each adding to the suspense of the situation. I felt like I was watching a movie unfold in real time. Sarah wasn't heading where she said she would. Instead, she dropped Carly off at Starbucks and took off alone. The PI followed her closely, updating me on her every move. Sarah's erratic maneuvers behind the wheel induced a palpable sense of unease, as if she sought to evade any potential pursuers. Each unexpected turn heightened the tension, leaving me on edge as I awaited the revelation of her destination. Amidst this tumult, I found myself navigating the precarious balance between personal affairs and professional obligations, hastily rescheduling my appointment with the divorce attorney to accommodate the moment's difficulties. Eventually, Sarah's convoluted path led them back to the familiar environs of the shopping center, where she parked away from the bustling Starbucks establishment, surreptitiously engaging in clandestine communications. Meanwhile, Carly mirrored her actions from the confines of the coffee shop, further complicating the enigma that unfolded before me. The unexpected appearance of an unfamiliar man injected a potent dose of intrigue into the unfolding drama, sparking a flurry of conjecture within my mind. Was he a mere bystander, an inconsequential figure caught in the crosshairs of fate, or did he bear more profound significance as a clandestine participant in Sarah's intricate charade? His abrupt exit left behind a lingering disquiet that enveloped me, swirling with many unanswered inquiries. The tension palpable in the air during Sarah and Carly's reunion within the confines of the vehicle only heightened the sense of unease, as if they held secrets known solely to themselves, hidden beneath a veneer of normalcy. As the minutes stretched into what felt like an endless expanse of time, the private investigator's vigilant surveillance stood as a solitary beacon amid the haze of uncertainty, his steadfast gaze a testament to the relentless quest for truth amidst the chaos of deception. Their subsequent departure triggered a surge of anticipation, tinged with an unmistakable urgency. The PI's discreet observation trailed their movements along meandering roads, culminating in Carly's arrival at an inconspicuous hotel cloaked in clandestine rendezvous. Accompanied by Carly, Sarah's entrance into the hotel ignited a flurry of speculation, ranging from innocent meetings to covert liaisons with unseen accomplices. Despite the outward tranquility displayed within the restaurant, Their demeanor betrayed no indication of the tumultuous events unfolding beyond its confines. They conversed with an air of casualness, seemingly unaware of the gravity of their actions under the watchful eye of the PI. Yet, their sudden departure injected an urgency into the unfolding narrative, pushing me to the edge of anticipation and apprehension. What secrets lay concealed within the labyrinthine twists of their enigmatic movements? Only time held the key to unraveling the truth, peeling back the layers of deceit woven by their clandestine maneuvers. They've hit the road. Pete is once again tailing their car. They're heading towards a residential area with few businesses or large buildings. Holy cow, these U-turns. It's like they're trying to shake someone off their tail. It seems they're on their way back to the hotel. There's no way they know about Pete. He's extremely far away. This isn't like the movies where the PI is a few cars down. Pete is at least 100 feet away. It's puzzling. Carly got dropped off at the hotel. Karen has driven away and is now en route to the residential area again. Carly was seen waving at Karen as she went away. As she entered the lobby, Carly had a hotel key card, so she probably had a place to stay. Karen handed Carly the hotel key card as Carly left the car. They must have already had a room key or got one before Pete could tail them in, since he had to wait a small period not to look suspicious. Karen met up at the front of a house in a residential area and kissed a guy before she entered. It's Mike. Cheating confirmed. Carly seems to be clueless about the situation. Pete snapped a shot of it. This is about enough evidence. Pete might call it off for the day now. They're unaware of the Facebook post. Karen was careless as she entered the house. Didn't she try to hurry? What a joke. I don't know why I had my hopes up that nothing was going on. I'm frustrated now. I'm sorry for the abrupt update above. She dropped Carly off at the hotel, returned to the residential area, and entered the house. She showed Carly and kissed Mike. She didn't try to cover her tracks, no zigzags, nothing. I expected a buildup of some sort, not a quick confirmation like this. Darn it. Carly texted my brother about Karen, so my brother knows, Carly knows, and I know. They didn't know I knew, so my brother just told me. Text. I need them both to shut up about this and act surprised when one of them calls me. In the last 15 minutes, everything has come crashing through the roof. If Karen finds out, I know this whole evidence collecting thing is ruined. I need a way to tell them to shut up without giving away what I'm doing. Advice, guys, please. I'm counting on you all. Okay, to sum it up, the narrative unfolds with Carly's presumption of embarking on a weekend getaway, blissfully unaware of the covert machinations around her. The interlude at Starbucks remains shrouded in ambiguity, Carly's motivations obscured by the veil of uncertainty. The peculiar turns taken by Sarah and Carly, undoubtedly spurred by suspicions of surveillance, only serve to muddle the waters of comprehension further. A casual repast at the hotel belies the gravity of the situation, as Karen's sudden sprint to the waiting vehicle ignites speculation regarding the nature of their interaction. Whether born of excitement or clandestine dalliances, the urgency of her actions remains a subject of conjecture. The exchange between Karen and Carly, ostensibly centered on matters of safety and reassurance, belies the underlying tension that simmers beneath the surface. With Carly safely nestled within the confines of their shared abode, Karen retreats to the familiarity of her residence, where the specter of Mike looms ominously in the shadows. Faced with the weighty decision to continue the stakeout or pursue alternative avenues of investigation, Pete finds himself trapped in the quagmire of indecision. Each course of action carries its risks and rewards, leaving him paralyzed by the enormity of the task. The delicate balance of secrecy hangs precariously in the balance as the revelation of his knowledge threatens to upend the delicate dance of deception orchestrated thus far. With the window of opportunity narrowing with each passing moment, Pete grapples with the imperative of gathering irrefutable evidence to substantiate his claims. Amidst the dizzying whirlwind of revelations and uncertainties, Pete finds solace in knowing that time remains his ally. With the steadfast determination to leverage every available resource, he resolves to seize the opportunity afforded by Karen's ignorance, embarking upon an odyssey of discovery that promises to unravel the tangled web of deceit that ensnares them all. I'm going to eat lunch and read replies while I eat, but I won't be typing. The PI is staking out Karen and Mike's place. If they leave the house, there will still be juicy updates, so stay tuned. I'm at a loss for words. The joy of our love lasted a few years, but the pain that came of this will last a lifetime. I'll post some more updates in 10, 15 minutes. Okay, I cooled off while eating lunch. I'm not as excited as before. The PI has texted me that there is movement in the house. He's just sitting there staking out. Carly is untrustworthy. She doesn't need to know about the evidence. I told my brother not to talk about the issue and told Carly not to speak about it, as I wanted time to consider my options. I feel much better now. I still don't know why they went to Duncan, or the guy's it that talked to Carly at Duncan. It isn't Mike. I can't speak to the lawyer about how much proof I need because he closed at 2 p.m. We have an appointment Monday at 7 a.m. Also, Mike and Karen are on the front porch, seemingly getting ready to leave the house. My doorbell rang, and it was someone asking if I was ready to upgrade my cable service. This probably isn't related to anything happening, so I won't get too paranoid. Door-to-door advertising happens fairly often around here. Guys, calm down about the cable guy. He had a name tag, an official car with a big ladder, and everything. Mike and Karen are relaxing on the front porch, talking and holding hands. My PI is super far away. They can't see him, but he can see them. Mike and Karen left Mike's house. PI is tailing them. Sigh. More suspense for us. Mike and Karen are heading towards the Duncan shopping center. I don't know why. I'm guessing they have already eaten. Karen and Mike are sitting in the car parked in the shopping center. Like Carly and Karen were doing earlier, they're talking. Remember the guy that met up with Carly and Duncan? He just got into the car that Mike and Karen are in. They're all sitting together, discussing something. Things are heating up again. I'll post proof later on. I'm trying to follow the situation now. It's escalating quickly, just like earlier. They've pulled out of the shopping center. PI is tailing. They have arrived at the hotel. Mike, Karen, and the stranger are heading into the hotel while Carly is inside somewhere. I'm guessing that the stranger is probably the person Carly is having. If the stranger was a hitman, I'd think he'd be a bit taller or muscular. He looks like an average guy, although he's fairly, so I'm not sure how the PI can follow without looking suspicious. The unfolding events paint a picture of clandestine activities shrouded within the confines of the hotel, leaving Pete and his PI grappling with the agonizing uncertainty of the situation. With Karen, Carly, and Sarah ensconced within the labyrinthine corridors of the hotel, the truth remains tantalizingly out of reach, obscured by the impenetrable veil of secrecy. The PI's inquiry regarding whether to maintain surveillance or call it a day underscores the magnitude of the decision looming before them. The prospect of spending countless hours staking out the hotel, only to glean limited insights into the unfolding drama, hangs heavy in the air. Yet, the possibility of forfeiting valuable intelligence by prematurely withdrawing from the scene adds complexity to an already convoluted predicament. The dynamics of deceit and betrayal, intricately woven between Karen and Carly, further compound Pete's dilemma. Carly's swift action in alerting Karen to Karen's purported infidelity betrays a calculated attempt to deflect suspicion from herself, a cunning gambit in the high-stakes game of deception. The revelation of Karen's accusation against Carly plunges Pete into a maelstrom of conflicting emotions, his world unraveling as he grapples with the devastating implications of his wife's alleged betrayal. The visceral disgust at the mere thought of Sarah engaging in intimate relations with another man threatens to overwhelm him, yet he remains steadfast in his resolve to uncover the truth, no matter the cost. As Pete wrestles with the weight of his emotions, the outpouring of support from the Reddit community serves as a beacon of solace amidst the chaos. Amidst the skepticism and cynicism that pervade the digital realm, the genuine empathy and encouragement extended by fellow Redditors offer a glimmer of hope in the darkest of times. As the saga unfolds, Pete finds himself standing at a crossroads, his next move poised to irrevocably shape the course of his future. With every keystroke, he inches closer to the precipice of truth, navigating the treacherous terrain of betrayal with unwavering determination and resilience. I'm still mulling over what I should say to her, though I'll likely ignore it. I don't want to say something I'll regret and mess up this whole thing. Nothing is happening now. They're still holed up in the hotel. My PI is waiting for one more hour until he has to go. The updates will slow down, but they might pick up if Karen comes home, or I get more texts. They're supposed to be spending the night there, but who knows? The update post I'll share on Monday, Tuesday will have all the juicy details, so check my profile to see how it all goes down. Once again, I'll link it here on this post. Thanks for the help today. It means a lot to me. Nothing much is happening now. Updates will be slower, but they might pick up tonight. Other than that, make sure you read Tuesday's post. It'll have everything that went down from Thursday. Thank you all for the beautiful PMs. They're great. PI-1 is leaving soon. PI-2 will do an evening stakeout until 11 p.m. My inbox is overflowing. Haha. They're still in the hotel. Food is in there too, so I'm guessing they'll be there the rest of the day. It seems like Karen convinced Carly to go with her to Mike's house to show her the location, just in case something happened to Karen. Carly would be her guard. Then Karen brought Mike and the other guy to the hotel, and Carly got cold feet. She didn't want to cheat on her husband, so Karen is stabbing her in the back. I'm unsure. I'll find out what happened in the next few days. That's the only reason I think they'd turn on each other. I'm posting screenshots of the text for proof in a bit. PI-2 is on the scene, and they haven't left the hotel. Things will surely get much more exciting tomorrow. A few things went down, which will be covered in my update post on Tuesday. It's pretty wild. This sucks a lot. Again, thanks for the support. So I fell asleep, woke up to eat dinner, and I'm on here again. This was a dull day. Besides the dreaded breakfast, I had zero human-to-human contact, other than the cable guy for a second. I'm fast-forwarding through the stakeout footage now and reviewing the few updates I received. The proof is coming, so calm down. I'd rather pay attention to the situation than worry about a few people not believing me. It will be heavily blurred out when I post proof, tomorrow morning or tonight, so nobody will recognize me. The weight of the situation bears down heavily upon Pete, as the harsh reality of his crumbling life begins to sink in. Amidst the voyeuristic fascination of some observers, he grapples with the profound regret of wishing to turn back the hands of time and avert the catastrophic chain of events that now unravel before him. The sobering realization dawns that material wealth, once heralded as a panacea for life's woes, pales compared to the intangible riches in the bonds of love, family, and companionship. The gnawing ache of loneliness gnashes at Pete's soul as he contemplates facing life's trials and tribulations alone. With the specter of familial disintegration looming ominously on the horizon, he finds himself clinging to the fragile remnants of kinship that remain, his heart heavy with the burden of impending loss. For Pete, the thought of traversing the lonely road of middle age bereft of love and companionship is a fate too dismal to contemplate. Determined to emerge from the ashes of despair, he resolves to chart a new course guided by the hope of finding a partner who will stand by his side through thick and thin. Yet, as the dawn breaks on a new day, the weight of grief and betrayal threatens to crush Pete beneath its relentless onslaught. The ache in his chest serves as a tangible reminder of the anguish that courses through his veins, a searing pain that defies all attempts at solace. Amidst the flurry of messages from Karen and Carly, Pete finds himself at a loss for words, paralyzed by the enormity of the situation. The chasm of uncertainty widens with each passing moment, threatening to swallow him whole. In a desperate bid to maintain the illusion of normalcy, Pete crafts a carefully constructed facade, weaving a web of lies to assuage Karen's suspicions. Yet beneath the veneer of deception, the cracks begin to show, threatening to unravel the fragile fabric of his reality. As the night wears on, Pete teetering on the precipice of despair, his heart heavy with the burden of unspoken truths. In the darkness of solitude, he grapples with the harsh reality of his shattered dreams, longing for the warmth of human connection to chase away the chill of loneliness that threatens to consume him whole. There was no way I could continue to ignore Emily. She started texting me repeatedly at 10 o'clock, probably worried sick. She would have done something drastic for sure. I would have liked to brush off her texts, but it wouldn't have turned out well. People do dumb things when panicked. Sadly, she isn't as level-headed as I am. I called my brother Mike and filled him in on what was happening, parts of the investigation, etc. He said he'd be here first thing tomorrow morning. I feel better now that he knows what's up and isn't in the dark. Emily replied to me with a curt, "Okay, whatever, I'm going to bed. Good night." I replied with a forced casualness, "Fine, I already miss you. Good night." This playing it cool stuff is more challenging than it seems. As one approaches the milestone of turning 30, it becomes increasingly apparent that the loss of parents is not an uncommon occurrence. Yet despite this awareness, The longing for the comforting presence of a father lingers within me. My dad was uniquely able to ease my concerns, and I yearned for his guidance during moments of distress. For those fortunate enough to still have their parents by their side, it's imperative not to overlook their importance or treat them with anything less than the utmost respect. The reality is that their time with us is finite, urging us to cherish every precious moment spent together. Although I never mistreated my father, I grapple with an overwhelming desire for his companionship. As I pour out my emotions onto the digital canvas, tears threaten to overwhelm me, swept away by a tidal wave of grief. I'm profoundly thankful for the outpouring of support I've received, each message acting as a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness of my sorrow. As I bid farewell to the online realm for the night, a cautious optimism fills my heart, buoyed by the knowledge that I am not navigating these challenges alone. The promise of updates from the private investigator offers a semblance of reassurance, prompting me to take proactive measures to fortify my home against potential threats, especially in light of Sarah's possible return. Throughout the silent hours of the night, I find solace in the solidarity of the digital community, drawing strength from their words of encouragement. Each message serves as a poignant reminder that I am not alone in braving the obstacles that lie ahead. Despite the uncertainty shrouding tomorrow's dawn, I am bolstered by the unwavering support of those who stand in solidarity with me. As I prepare to retreat into the sanctuary of my thoughts, I am grateful for the bonds forged in the digital realm. Though tomorrow may usher in its own trials, I approach them with renewed determination, fortified by the knowledge that a caring community embraces me. With heartfelt gratitude, I bid farewell to the night, poised to confront whatever challenges await me with steadfast resolve in the dawn of a new day. This entire situation has been incredibly difficult and painful for me. My 8-year marriage with Sarah, which started with such joyful and bright hopes, is now crumbling under the weight of betrayal and lies. When I accidentally discovered her infidelity through those filthy messages, I felt as if everything we had built together collapsed in an instant. It was impossible to believe that all our happy moments, trips, and intimate times meant so little to her. Since I found those messages, I've been living in a state of constant stress and tension. Pretending that nothing happened, acting as if everything was normal with Sarah, has been extremely challenging. Doubts tormented me about what to do next. Confrontation seemed like the obvious step, but I knew I needed to gather irrefutable evidence first. Hiring a private investigator gave me some sense of security. His professionalism allowed me to gather information confirming that Sarah is indeed seeing Mike. All this time, I've felt like a prisoner of my own emotions. Anger, hurt, disappointment, and pain. It's tearing me apart. Realizing that my sister-in-law might also be involved makes the situation even more complicated and confusing. It's hard to find the words to express the full spectrum of emotions I'm experiencing. Every new message from Mike and Sarah, every action by the investigator confirming their meetings, feels like a new dagger piercing my heart. Despite all the pain, I'm trying to keep my head up and think about the future. I've collected the evidence, found the best divorce lawyers, and prepared myself for the battle ahead. One of the hardest tasks has been resisting Sarah's attempts to mend our relationship through physical intimacy. Though her beauty and allure remain unchanged, I couldn't allow myself to give in to these attempts. Each of her actions, every message, every password change on her phone only strengthened my resolve to uncover the truth. The waiting for the results of the investigation has been a true ordeal. Watching as Sarah and Mike plan their meetings while I remain on the sidelines maintaining the illusion of normalcy has been excruciating, but I knew it was necessary to gather all the evidence I needed. Now I stand on the brink of serious decisions. Divorce seems inevitable, and I am prepared to fight for my freedom and justice. The pain of betrayal will stay with me for a long time, but I hope that over time I will be able to overcome it and start a new life. Thanks to the support of friends, family, and even strangers on the internet, I feel that I have the strength to move forward. This experience has changed me forever. It has shown me the importance of being cautious and attentive to those you trust. Despite all the trials, I remain strong and ready to fight for my future. I am grateful for the support I receive and believe that in the end, the truth will prevail. This journey has not only tested my resilience, but has also taught me the profound value of trust, loyalty, and the true essence of love. Reflecting on the happy moments Sarah and I shared, I can't help but feel a deep sense of loss. It's as if those cherished memories have been tainted by her deceit. Yet, amidst this turmoil, I find solace in the knowledge that I am not alone. The empathy and encouragement from others provide a beacon of hope in these dark times. As I prepare for the legal battle, I'm also mentally preparing for the emotional recovery that lies ahead. The thought of rebuilding my life from scratch is daunting, but I'm determined to emerge stronger. I am committed to finding peace and happiness once more, free from the shadow of betrayal. In the end, this ordeal has become a profound lesson in resilience. It has shown me that even in the face of profound betrayal and heartache, one can find the strength to carry on. The road to recovery will be long and fraught with challenges, but I am ready to face them head-on. With the support of those who care about me, I am confident that I will find my way to a brighter, happier future. Thank you all for the invaluable support. Your messages have been a lifeline, helping me navigate through this emotional storm. As I move forward, I will carry your words of encouragement with me, a testament to the strength of human compassion and solidarity. Together we will see this through, and I will emerge from this trial with a renewed sense of purpose and hope.